Hey, Big D. Hey. Remember this cabinet?
Oh yeah.
All right, we did the shaker flat panel doors. We built the cabinet first, then we built the shaker flat panel doors, built a shelf inside.
Yep. What are we gonna do about this?
Oh, okay, so that's a great question. It all depends. So we have the screws, we put them together with dominoes, right? Mm-hmm. And these are the screw holes. So it all depends. Like if we would look over here, you would never see them because we're combining cabinets together, right? Okay. But what if this is the end of a cabinet run? You don't want to show that. So there's a lot of ways to accomplish this. A lot of people will make a door or that fits here. We call it an end panel. Okay, this is the end panel, but they'll make a whole door like this. They'll compensate for the thickness in the run of cabinets. What I like to do, and I've always done this, and we actually, it's in my kitchen, some people just put a complete, just a straight piece like this to cover it up of the same color.
Oh, okay.
Okay, what we're gonna do today, and it's called applied molding, we're gonna do a nice decorative mitered applied molding that will cover that up.
Oh wow.
Now you might ask, can't we do this right here in the shop and then take it to the job site and finish everything? Absolutely. But I will tell you, there are sometimes this piece right here that goes toward the wall, it's easier to compensate if there's a gap in there and you can actually scribe this.
Okay.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is we'll apply it here because this will be a freestanding cabinet. So we'll do this side and this side.
Okay.
But I wanna show you a lot of techniques to cut this miter and how I wrap it and do my final cut so I get a good looking end panel.
Awesome, let's do it.
When we talk about a miter, this here, come in here, Chris. That's the short point and that's the long point. Now this is something that you can get really turned around because this is going to be the outside and this is going to be the inside. Okay. So when we're at the miter saw, I'll show you some tips and tricks. You have to be aware because there'll be times where you're cutting this and you'll get turned around and you'll cut it like this. So long point. When we do this, and this is the way I like to do it, I like to do a long first. So that point we're gonna measure from here, and I can imagine this is 768 millimeters, but that's where I want my long point. Sometimes you can make it a little bit proud and hand plane it level, but you don't wanna do it too much because you'll see that if you take too much off here. Okay, so what we're gonna do, and this is the way I love to do it, we're gonna do long point to long point, then we're gonna cut these two pieces. I can imagine they're like 301. Okay, long point to long point, but we'll double check our measurements. Okay. And then the final piece, which will be on the front, we'll cut it a little bit proud and then we'll fit it in as we go.
Sounds good.
Okay, so let's take that measurement. Okay. What do we got?
Looks like 768.
Okay, so this is, hang on a second. Look how you get that caught.
Oh, hang on.
Bring it right in. Boy, that's learned. What do you got? I know it's 768, but look at it. See, now here's what I'll show you. Here's what I'll show you when you're measuring with the tape. Watch. Oh boy, look at it change. Okay, so there's a tip. Make sure
it's straight.
It's straight. Okay, so you get that. So 768, long point to long point. Okay, so we have the miter saw set up. And just always remember this, I know I've taught you this. Your accuracy is from here to here. Okay, so you gotta make sure that that's up against there. We know that this is the outside part, this is the inside. So I'll do stuff like this so I don't get turned around. I know I need to cut it like that, just rough.
Okay.
Okay, so let's make our first cut and then we'll take a measurement.
All right.
I'm gonna turn the laser on, okay, just so we know I'm not gonna live by it. Now, I could cut it like this, but it's not gonna be accurate. We have to hold it down because as I cut, the blade is actually pushing that straight up. it's being pushed against there, but I always use a hold down. Now, the beauty of this is you have flat spots here and here, so I can get the pressure right up against here. Now, somebody may be watching that doesn't have a really great hold down like this. So what I've always done, because sometimes you can't get pressure up against the fence, that's why I always cut a little piece of the molding first. Okay, it's a mirror of this, so I can take it in, and now I can get really good pressure down there like that.
Oh, nice.
Okay, I'm always checking this to make sure it's up against the fence, so I get that perfect 45, and I'm gonna make the cut. So you're alone in the shop and you're cutting this. Here's another tip I've picked up over the years. Forget who taught me this. That's your long point. I have to measure from here, long point to long point, 768. And sometimes it's hard to hook that, to mark it. So what I like to do is give my tape hook a little bit more pressure. So I'll line it up with this side there like this. And then I'll just take it like this, see this, without that moving, okay, and I'll come out here and measure 768, which is 768, and I'm right here, but I want to do this, I want to mark it right here on the front edge, okay, because you'll see how we rotate the piece.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the beauty of the Capex, and I'll show you. Okay, here's our mark, but where is it? It's on the outside, and I've rotated the board or the molding around. So I need to cut this way. So first thing we're gonna do is I'll have you rotate this to 45 here. Okay. And lock it down. Okay, good. So I'm looking at that, okay, and I gotta measure here and here. And there's my 768. But here's the beauty of this. We can nibble up to it, but if I take this down, Chris, make sure you get in there. See that laser right there? I'm gonna lock it down and make that cut. The beauty of it is the laser on the Capex shines on the front edge of this.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so there you go. Okay, Big D, take that first, I call it our foundation piece. Bring it on there.
Okay.
And let's see if it lines up.
Looks pretty good to me.
Daggone it, let's look, okay? And we're gonna take the bow out and you want it on the back edge. So we're going to detach it because this, like I said, is our foundation piece. So, Big D, I'm gonna have you put just a quick bead, not too thick all the way down, of some tight bond. Okay, good, not too much. Okay, good. Now we're gonna put it on there, just like this, okay. Trying to, because I sanded this last night to make sure we had it. Okay, just like that. Now, okay, what I'm gonna do, go ahead, hold that, Big D. I'm gonna walk away with Chris for about 4 hours. Okay, so somebody asked me not too long ago, what are some of the things that came around in your woodworking career that really made a big difference? And one of them is this. The 23 gauge pinna, the micro. Look how thin that is. Okay, you know what this saves us? A lot of time filling stuff in. So that's, see how that just popped? Instead of holding that, and I used to use 18 gauge, small, short 18 gauge brads for this, but we no longer have to do that. So what I'm going to do is, just so we have this, okay, I am not gonna pin it all the way to the end in case I need to flex it a little, but I'm gonna put one here, and I like to shoot right here in the molding, see it?
Oh, okay.
By the way, no one will ever see that. How am I down here? Absolutely sweet, okay, and I'll put one right about here, okay, see how I'm on the back side, and if we're taking this to the job site, look how that's holding in there. If we're taking this to the job site and we already have pre-finished molding of this to set up for, say we're doing a scribe, this works perfect because you just bring some color fill and you are done. So Big D, hey, I need a measurement from here to here.
Okay.
I know we cut this whole thing square.
I'm reading right about 301.
Check it out. Is it 301, Big D?
Yep.
Okay, so let's think about this. Remember what we cut these sides?
Yep.
What were they?
300.
Oh, where are we getting 01? Think about it.
The
1 millimeter edge band.
That's it.
So there you go. Big D, is that 300?
Yes, sir.
Long point to long point?
Long point to long point.
Well, let's check because we need one more of these. So I'm just gonna bring it in like this. I'm gonna be right here. Let's see if it lines up. It lines up just where I want it. And look at that point. Good job, Big D, right to that 1 millimeter. So we need another one of these. So I'll show you how to duplicate this.
All right, Sedge, how do I duplicate this?
Okay, there's a couple different ways. So I could take it like this, and we're just doing one more of these, but what if we have about 20 of these, or 30 or 40 of these, so we're doing doors.
Right.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'll just take it like this and line up long point to long point, and I'll make that mark right there on the front edge. I can take it right to the K-pex and make the cut. But I'm going to take this, and I got my miter saw set up. I know that's my back, long point to long point, and I could take this, and what I like to do is bring this down right here and bring my stop right up to it like that.
Okay.
That way there, I know, but I will use a lockdown because now it's a captured cut. Right, now I have this calibrated, and we come in here, Chris, you'll see that that's lined up right at the 300 mark. So you can rely on this once you calibrate your extensions. So that's really good. Let's lock that down with your mirror. Perfect. Boom. Okay, so let's make your cut. Okay, Big D, let me get some. Not a lot, just a little.
Good.
You don't want to. It's not wasting it. You just don't want it to. And we're just going to take it in. I'm going to bring it in. Okay, and you're going to see now. Here's the critical part. I want to make sure that's lined up. I mean, you can always take a little sandpaper and tweak it, but I want it just like that. I'll have you do the other one, Big D.
Okay.
Be very careful with this. Right in here, I'm going to shoot one here. I still want a little play out here if possible. So I'll shoot one here, but I'm going to tighten it up right here.
Hey, Sedge, throw a little glue on there for me.
Okay, so this is where we got to be a little careful.
Okay.
You're going to bring it in. Okay, and I'm going to teach you about this gun. Just like that. Okay, so that's perfect, Big D.
Okay.
I'm going to have you take the point here and put it right here. Now, on this gun, you got to pull it here. That's your safety.
Okay.
Yep. So let's do that.
Safety.
Just like that.
Right here.
Don't worry about
back.
the little fuzz. Yep, right there. Good. Shoot one right here.
Okay.
Okay. And then right here in the middle.
Okay.
Absolutely perfect. Good job, Big D.
All right.
Okay, Big D, when you're cutting with this saw or any slide compound miter saw, you bring it out, you cut. And the reason is because it's pushed, and you taking a straight chop, you'll get a lot more, as I say, fuzz or tear out. Okay, and you actually optimize dust extraction that way. Even though this is small like that, but get in that habit of starting it, bringing it down, and pushing it in.
Okay.
Go for it.
All right.
Okay. One more thing I'm going to coach you on. Okay. Watch. Okay, good. It stayed up against there.
Okay.
But you were doing this.
Oh.
Okay, Chris, come in here. Okay. It's not good to hold out here because, of course, you always take your extension or your fence and you back it away. Remember I said earlier, your accuracy is from here to here. Watch what happens. If you had a twitch, watch. That's no longer 45, is it?
Nope.
Okay, because you brought it away. So just make sure it's in there. Hey, we got to take a measurement, and what was it?
768.
All right, let's do it. This is the back side of the molding, right?
Yep.
Okay, and you measured here from here to here, 768.
Got it.
Now, this is where I'm gonna talk a little bit about creeping up to the cut, and we'll do a couple of test fits. Now, if I take that, and we'll look at it. Chris, can you get in here to see this? Big D, I'm gonna have you make this cut a little proud. Instead of 768, that looks like it might be 770.
Okay.
We'll take it over, we'll look at it, and then we'll nibble to the line.
Sounds good.
Let's make the cut. Okay, as we bring it in, okay, you're gonna see right here, see how it's touching in here, perfect, okay? But you'll see, and Chris, can you get this? Look at this. See how this is proud? Okay, and you see that long point, so this is where we're gonna creep it. So we're gonna bring it right to here.
Okay.
Okay?
Sounds good.
So when you're doing this is what I mean, a little is a lot, because that's not much. That's about 1 millimeter off to that 768 mark. I always nibble to it, and I'll show you. Because there's a lot of times where I've taken too much, and guess what? This molding's useless.
Can't put it back.
Okay, Big D, this is where we get in trouble.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so I have that matching up there. All my pieces are coming together, and let's look at this one. Okay, so that's lined up pretty good, but we got to be careful with this because now it's on this front edge, and feel that. It has got a slight hair to it.
Just enough.
That's where I will nick it with a hand plane afterwards.
All right.
Good. Thanks, Big D. Okay, so let's get that in there. I'm all lined up. Okay, oh, look at that.
Beauty.
Yepper. And I'm gonna just make sure I have that safety and it's away from everybody. There we go. And let's come in here because this is critical. Man, you cut that perfect, D. Look at that. And you know what? There's a little bit of flexion. Well, I think we're gonna get away from some of that hand planing, but we can always knock it. There we go, and there we go. Okay, so we'll get it back up here and we'll take a look at it. Okay, Big D, that front edge came in pretty good. Chris, can we get a good shot in here? And I want everybody to see this. This right here may be a little bit proud. So there's a couple ways of tackling this. I don't want to sand it too much. I don't want to sand it this way because that'll open up the gap. No one will ever see this. So sometimes I'll just take a screwdriver or an awl and I'll bend that corner in like that. See how that disappears?
Oh, wow.
Okay, and then this front edge here, I might just take a hand plane or a little bit of sandpaper because I don't want to ruin that. And when I do my overall sanding or finish sanding and everything, that will just melt and go right together. So I think it came out pretty good, eh, Big D?
Yes, sir.
All right. So, as we always say to wrap this up,
be positive
and stay sharp.